You have to marry me. Who's gonna love you now that you have a 13-inch scar across your body? Now, before you judge him for what he said, hear me out. I was 19 years old, and one night, I get a sharp pain in my chest. I fall to the ground, and I can hear this voice. You're sick. Dying. And if you don't do something about it, you're going to die. The next day, I'm in my family practitioner's office, Dr. Martin. Nothing is wrong with you, Christina. Your heart is fine. Your lungs are fine. The chest pain you have is acid reflux. Take this medication, it will help you. Dr. Martin, I still have the pain. Something is seriously wrong with me. I don't have acid reflux. My boyfriend at the time, Alessandro, had mentioned to me, Cri, baby, why haven't any of the doctors ordered a CAT scan? Call the police, Dr. Martin, because I'm not leaving your office without a CAT scan. An hour later, Dr. Martin and I are negotiating, and we negotiated down to an ultrasound and an upper GI. 2 days later, I'm in a hospital across town about to start the upper GI, and a nurse runs in. Dr. Martin called, we need a CAT scan, Christina, immediately. 3 hours later, Dr. Martin called my parents to say, Christina has pancreatic cancer and 6 months to live. 3 weeks later, I become one of the youngest pancreatic cancer survivors in the world. I had a Whipple surgery, which entails the removal of 5 of my organs, completely or partially. I was in the hospital for another 3 weeks, and then I was released with a 13-inch scar across my body. And I thought the hardest part was over. I was in the cutest relationship at the time with Alessandro. I mean, the cutest relationship you can possibly be in at 20 years old. It was pretty difficult for him to watch me face cancer. And he thought the best way of never losing me again was to get married. I'm now 20, having an identity crisis, and I was like, oh, no, not right now. He got upset and scared, and he said, but Cri, you have to marry me. Who's gonna love you now that you have a 13-inch scar across your body? Now, before you judge him for what he said, hear me out, because I agree with you. It's shitty. In that moment, I actually thought about it. Who is going to love me with a 13-inch scar across my body? I left. I didn't leave Alessandro because of what he said. I left Alessandro because a part of me believed what he said, and that scared me. It scared me to see my responsibility and my opinion of myself. So I ran away as fast as I could from the person, the thing that showed me my true self. And here's one of the hardest truths I learned about having scars. That forgiving those who carved them holds us accountable to forgiving ourselves for believing them. And it came down to this for me. I had to take responsibility for my inner voice. Every single day, I had a choice to either be constructive or destructive with my thoughts, my actions, my opinions of myself. This was all birthed out of one non-negotiable that I had. I didn't want to be the woman who thought her 13-inch scar was ugly. And even though I didn't believe it was ugly 100%, I didn't believe that it wasn't 100%. My 13-inch scar is the sexiest thing about me. And whatever it is that you are ashamed of, it can become the sexiest thing about you. And I'm not saying that what happened to cause this scar is sexy. Ugh, hell no. But who you become because of it, that's sexy. Your soul is sexy.